So let's go right now to create the form and make it at the beginning works for edit, and then we can optimize it to or improve it to make it support the edit process, because it's going to be the same form and the same component. So now maybe it's a good idea to submit my changes. Where is Git Kraken? Okay, I can do it from here. Implement the logic of the delete, the edit, create, edit for plans service. Okay, save. Interesting. Cool. So I'll close all of this, and I'll go now to PlannerApp, open the components. Then here in the plans, I will open this one and I will create a new component. This component is called plan form. So it is not edit or create, it's just a plan form, because again and again and again it supports both operations. So let's make the namespace PlannerApp dot components. So I'll click over here, click export block. This is cool and interesting. Now I will make it take an, sorry, we have to inject plans service like that. That's cool. Now, you know, plan service takes plan detail, which is the content of the form. So I will create that plan detail, which is, I'll call it model. I'll make it, set it to new just for now. That's great. This is the model of the form. And now I'll create a function, private async task, submit form async. And I will create another one. This is on choose file async. This one will be used when we choose a file, and I'll need over here is busy, of course, tool, our famous indicator, and we need a string that represent the string of the file, and the private string file name in case the file is selected, right? So let's start now by designing the form just a little bit. It's going to be somehow similar to the form of create, but it will take the full page. So what I'm going to do is actually let's head to my Blazor and let's go right now to the forms. Okay, interesting. So choose a form. And come on. Looks like we need to refresh. Oh, okay, it's open. But anyway, I refreshed it. So here, yeah, this one, because here they are using Matform. I don't need to use Matform. We're gonna keep using our own form, which is just great. So if you open up this one, it's going to be just the same, but the content is not going to be within a card. It will be in a separated page. So let's start by here. I will add mod text typo.h6 over here, create new plan, just like that. Now let's fill, or I think we can copy some stuff that we have already in the authentication form. That's right, it looks like we have something over here, so I'll copy this. And title. So this one, we should bind it to the model.title, but this model is the plan detail, which is what you are looking for. Now mod text field. We need now to check the description to see what actually a description box they have. Do they have a box? They should have actually. Text field, let me see. Yeah, multi-line. This is exactly what we are looking for. And label equals multi-line, variant. Lines are 3. Oh, interesting. This is, Blazor is very easy. So field, label is description, helper text is optional, at bind value equals to at model dot description, right? But we have to add lines equals 4 because, so right now it is a text editor. So the last thing that we have is actually if we go over here to upload, I think we already have a file input. Oh, file upload, yeah, interesting. Okay, here we go. We're gonna choose like this one. I think this one is exactly what you are looking for. So I will choose this one. Put it over here. Label, color is secondary, icons, that image, that's right, label, load picture, and for file input. That's interesting. So the last thing that I want to check is actually upload files, where this one is being used, Oh, okay, interesting. So we have to add input file, but this input file is marked as hidden. If you can see, like it's marked as hidden over here, which is yeah. So it's not being seen, and then this this button is actually yeah. So this button is the replacement. When you click on it, it's for related to this one. For this input file, so it will act on behalf of it, but at the end the input file is existing here. So we are going to implement this function now to choose a file, and over here what you are going to do is type, I'm going to use this name instead of this one because it's not upload, it's just to choose on choose file async, and input file change event args. So here let's type input file change event args e. So e dot var file equals e dot file. As you can see here, if file is not equals to null, right? So you can see this is the file. We can type. First we have to check that this file is not more than 2 megabytes. The reason why is we don't need, because we want to read this file and put it in the memory. So imagine if this file is the user choose a very big file. So this is going to be a problem. So we have to limit it to 2 megabytes. And I think as an image for a plan like this, 2 megabytes is more than enough. So let's just check this before we do anything. If actually over here, we should add also an error message equals string.empty. So whenever he tried to choose a file, we're also going to make it empty again, just like this. So if file dot size, so this size actually in bytes. So you know the kilobyte is 1024 byte, and then the megabyte is 1024 kilobyte. So simply to make this, it's a very basic calculation. Open the calculator and type over here, this is 1 kilobyte, and we are going to, So this is a megabyte, and those are actually 2 megabytes. So I'm going to copy this. I'll type error message equals, or yeah, we can use this, error message equals the file must be less than 2 megabyte or equal, equal or less than 2 megabyte. Interesting. And then here return. The other thing is to validate the extension. You can validate this client side instead of waiting to the server side. For example, if the user chooses an Excel file, so we can directly stop him. So we'll add string allowed extensions equals a new array of .gbg, .png, .b, for example, and .svj. So let's say those are the supported files. So a string extension equals path dot get extension, and then we pass file dot file name, sorry, dot name, just like that. And we'll make sure that it's dot two lowers. So in case the user doesn't choose a file that has the .jpg, but it's a capital letter, so it's going to be a problem. Then now we just check if the allowed extensions array contains this value, contains is one of the link functions. Let's check if a specific value contained in a parent list. So if it's contained or if it's not contained, then this means please choose a valid image file and return. Interesting. Now everything's the file has a good size and it has a good extension, so the file is ready to upload. What we can do is to using var stream equals e.open file.open read stream, and this one is actually being specified for 512 kilobyte, but we need to make it for a 2 megabyte. So we're going to choose 2097152. So this is the max length. It's not going to read any file bigger than this. So now I'm going to read all this file and put it within the within this stream actually. So this is what I will do. So var stream.read async interesting. Let's make it this one awaitable. So var byte or buffer equals a new byte, and the byte array is going to be with the length of the file. So or file.size. Okay, so now read those and put them in this buffer. Okay, 0, and the count of is the file.size, like this. So now to read all the bytes and store them in the memory over here. So this is not a recommended actually approach, but we are going to do it like this because we need to get the image out of this one to preview it in another video. So this is why we are doing this, and this is why we have checked this one, because if we are not adding this check and the user, for example, chooses a 1 gigabyte file, then the application will crash, or maybe the full operating system will crash because you are loading 1 gigabyte into the memory, which is a problem, especially if the file is your memory is not that available or not that big. So this is why we've added 2 megabytes. So this is fine if we read all of them and put them in the memory. Now I will type stream, which is the stream of the file. This one is equals to a new memory stream, and it takes a buffer And the last thing I will do is to set the position of this one, because you know the stream is like you can consider it as just like a slider, like this one, for example. So it starts from reading from the first byte and goes to the second byte. So whenever it reads all the stream, the position of this stream is actually at the end. So what you have to do is to get it back to 0. So when the read process of the upload gets started, it will start from the first byte. So always make sure to check this one, because sometimes you will get a headache out of this. So now this stream has a value, and the last thing is to have the file name equals file.name. So now I think we are already choosing a file successfully, and to make sure that this one is working fine, let's add over here if stream is not null, and yeah, just if the stream is not null. So this means that there is a file, and we are going to typo equals typo.subtitle. You are going to print the name of the file, just like that. Interesting. This is great. Now, what we have to do actually is we forget to put all of that within a form. So form, edit form, sorry. And over here, the model equals the model, and on valid submit form async, right? So here we go. This is a very simple process. And at the end, we are going just to add mod button, color equals color dot primary, and style, sorry, variant, I think, yeah, it's variant dot filled, so it had the full color, and type, button type equals button type dot submit, and it will save. Okay, this is cool. Now this is the form. I think let's check if it's working perfectly. So I will type over here error message equals done, just for testing, and we forget the error message over here actually. So let's go ahead and add that. If string dot interesting, come on, is null or white space for the error message. If it's not null, then make sure to show a mod alert. So let's bring it from over here instead of looking for one like that, which is, I like this one. So let's take this here. Interesting. I think we will need to add a little style for that, or a class. And I will add margin Y, margin top and bottom, to 2. So it has a little space between the top and the bottom. That's interesting, right? So to see that how it looks like, we have to go ahead and create a page. Plans. I will call the page create edit plan. So its router is /plans/form. We will add support for edit later on. So I'll create a code behind file. So let's go now to plans and copy this, because you know we need this one. I will call it for now create edit a plan. And we need the product crumb items, and for this one we need the plan form. So you see how with this approach our page is very, very clear. There is no data at all out there, or there is no complexity. It's page just like 2 or 3 lines of code, and actually all our components are like this. This is a very good. So the breadcrumb is going to be /plans, and we will have another one which is /create edit, we'll call it. let's make it create just, and it will take us to /plans/form, and actually it is disabled. So interesting. Now I'll save and go to the terminal, stop the application, and let's run it again to see how it looks like. So I think hopefully we have a very good form, but maybe it's going to look so wide we have to make it just takes like half of the page, which is more than enough. But let's see how it looks like. Great. Now this application is running. So that's great. Now let me go to /plans/form, and hopefully, interesting. Here we go. We have this title, we have the description, and we have this upload, but the save is looking a little bit weird. It has to be at the bottom. We have this breadcrumb over here. It looks also good. I like that. Let's try to choose a picture to make sure that it's working fine. So I'll choose this one, and hopefully, yeah, here we go. It's working fine, actually. Now we have selected the picture, and it says, okay, you have chosen yogurt.png. That's great. So it looks like everything is working fine for us, but I don't like this multi-line buttons without, yeah, let's make it outlined, actually, which is, so first of all, we have two problems. The first one is, let's go back to the form, and for this, I'll make variant.outlined. And the other thing that I want to do is to make this one in a new line, the mud button, in case there is no image. So what I'll try to do is to add mud divider. It's full width or full width. Interesting. Divider type. Oh, sorry. Divider, just a divider, just a horizontal line, actually. So full width. And I want this button actually to be a full width as well. Equals to true. Interesting. And I will add just a little margin over here. Class my2. And one more thing, in the page over here, I will add a mud grid. And here I will add a mud item. And this mud item on the large screen, it will just take 6, which is half of the page. And on the medium screen, it's going to take 8 out of 12. And on small screen, it's going to take 12. So because on big screen, it doesn't make sense to have that huge and large UI. So let's save those two and check how it's going to use. Interesting. Let's see. Now it has been loaded. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little bit better right now, especially for this one. It's not like the previous one because, yeah, I didn't like that. And what also we have to do is actually, I think it's better to make this one like this as well, because it doesn't make sense to have only one, and the other one is to be a little consistent. So variant dot filled, outlined. Yeah, now the form looks much better. Now we will just try to hit the save button to see, but oh, we have forget something very important as well, which is the Fluent validator, right? It was something required, because if you open the login form, here we are using, I think, the register form, yeah, to implement the validation. So we will go to the plan form. This is the Fluent validator, and we will add validation summary over here. Let's click save one more time. Let's see how it looks like. Okay. Yeah, I don't like it while it's not chosen, but yeah, it's better than having them not consistent. And this load is working fine. The button is at the bottom. Everything is great. No worries about the color. I don't like those post colors, but we are going to modify all the colors at the end. We have our branding. So it looks like everything's fine. If we click save, interesting, we got title is required. That's awesome. So let's try to type something. This is an awesome form. And click on save. Done. So the form is being submitted now. Not actually submitted, but yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this session. The next one, we are going to implement the logic for create. Then the third one, we will implement just the little modifications to make it support edit. And we are just ready to go. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.